I'm meteorologist Gary Lezak with Weather 2020. You can see sunny, the weather dog behind me. So we're just taking a nap on this gorgeous Saturday here in Colorado. We need the rain or snow. It's been extremely dry here. From drought to deluge. It depends on where you live. Some places just had a deluge in progress right now over northern Missouri. Let's take a look and see what's going on. All right, we'll start by looking at the beginning here. This is a picture taken by Levi Oldie from Drought the Deluge. This is up in Washington County, Kansas, early today. And if they would have even planted, the seed might have been washed away. So they will dry out in the next few days, but there's a lot to dry out, as you can see here. Look at that. In this April 11th report, that is what just happened across northern sections of Kansas. Kansas was not in a drought at the end of the year, and now Kansas has gone into a drought, but not in that area. It's interesting. Look at this. This was the drought conditions on December 30th, and here's the latest update. There's so much to look at it here. Again, the latest update, April 11th. As you can see here, look at Kansas. Look closely. Eastern Colorado, Oklahoma. This area was not in drought, but now drought has increased. Just to the east and right over Washington County there, and from eastern Kansas all the way to New York and up to North Dakota. Watch. Okay? That was the drought. And so where is it decreasing? Well, look at Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois. Okay? You can see here the drought is decreasing over Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio. Iowa, Missouri, eastern Kansas now going out of drought. And you see this zone where there's no drought? Very important. I think thunderstorms this summer are going to track over this area down through northern Missouri into New York. Okay? This whole zone, especially North Dakota, Northeast South Dakota, Minnesota, the area that is not in drought is going to get more rain this summer. And then look at Kansas, this area, again, all of a sudden out of drought conditions. So these are the areas that don't really have drought at this time. What is coming in down the line? Storm number 1, storm number 2, storm number 3. Here's storm number 1 coming in Tuesday. Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this system comes across. Then another one after that. So these systems are like lining up right now to give us a spring version that's all of a sudden getting wet. So as I said here, a series of upper level waves of energy storm systems will target favorable severe weather regions in a few days. So here we go. Look at the Tuesday evening forecast. Severe thunderstorms or strong thunderstorms or very heavy rain forecast to develop across eastern Kansas, western Missouri. It does look menacing. There's a dry line, a warm front, a cold front, a trough wound into this low pressure area that's pretty strong. So usually we would expect severe weather closer to this zone, but right now the models are saying it's over here. So something to watch for Tuesday and Wednesday. A setup like this is starting to show up that we have to watch closely. Then by Friday, a strong cold front comes down into Colorado, Kansas, all the way up to the northern plains where there's a freeze risk. All right? A freeze is likely over the Dakotas. We'll monitor the southern extent of this freeze closely. It could make it all the way down to Nebraska, Iowa, and maybe Kansas and northern Missouri. So something to watch for the end of the week. This says Tuesday evening. This is actually Friday's forecast. I got to change that for the other thing. That's Friday. Here are the risks. Sunday's risk of severe weather. A level 2 slight risk for Kansas. Okay, a level 1 for Kansas City. Down into West Texas, along near that dry line. Monday, not a big risk. Tuesday, the risk likely will be bigger, but we'll have to watch it again depending on early morning thunderstorms. But this is Tuesday's risk, and then Wednesday's risk. So those are the risks of severe weather. There's an El Nino watch. You're probably already hearing about Super El Nino, things like that. Well, to be a super El Nino, a strong one, is going to have to get up to +2 degrees above average or higher. And notice how some of the models do go into that range. So it's something to watch. This is more of an impact for the summer, and next fall we'll talk about it a lot in the next few months. All right, the forecast percentage of rainfall April 20th to June 30th. The update is coming out this weekend on Sunday or Monday. We'll have a complete update to this. We'll see what it shows. But you can see here, eastern Kansas, western Missouri forecast to have above average rainfall now through the spring. Drier conditions than average and struggling so, 60 to 70% of average for North Platte, Lexington, Kearney, Grand Island, back across northwest Kansas. So that's this region. Farther to the north, this is rainfall totals now. 17 to 20 inches of rain in eastern Kansas. So there could be some flooding this spring. So corn's going to do fine. Iowa might be fine the way things are looking right now. So just keep that in mind for you corn traders out there, commodities traders. And then you can see precipitation forecast for North Dakota and South Dakota. Wet in North Dakota, not so much in South Dakota. So drier than average in most areas, but North Dakota looks average to a little bit above average on rainfall. And here's the rainfall totals you'll see in the report. And then the LRC model data is available. You can just contact Bryce at Weather 2020. We'll do a demo for you. It's a tool you can have where you can just go right into your county. You can take this report, call up North Dakota and South Dakota, and zoom right into Pierre, right into Huron or Sioux Falls, and you can just go into your county and get your forecast. So again, that's Bryce at weather2020.com. So again, it is a very wet start to the weekend across northern Missouri. That is an actual picture. Crazy. Look at that. All right, everyone, we'll be monitoring this closely as we go through this week. The next report will be on Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Gary Lezak with weather2020.substack.com for this report.